When talking about movies, specifically in the superhero genre, we are constantly put on a pedestal, per se, because people think that if it's a superhero movie, it's going to be successful. Now, we've already been proven that that's wrong and that there can be a bunch of failures and, people may not even come to see the movie and it might, cause a loss for the company that created the movie. But ultimately, we do have to talk about a factor that normally these superhero movies add on to their, repertoire, or they try to add a certain element to the story that most people don't agree with, or a lot of people may agree with. And that element is the element of the multiverse. Now, we've already tackled the multiverse as fans of Marvel or DC. We've already seen what the multiverse is like in Marvel. I mean, you can watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and see how the multiverse unravels itself in that. We also know that the multiverse exists in the MCU as well. You can watch No Way Home, and that kind of, tackles the multiverse in a very interesting way, bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield into this, MCU world, and it adds on to the fact that these now are stories that are canon in the MCU, which is amazing. It also allows for newer characters and new versions of characters that we already know to pop up, that being, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We see Doctor Strange come in and, we see another version of Doctor Strange from the multiverse. We are aware that there are multiple versions of, Wanda in that movie. So that also unlocks a different layer of the multiverse as well. And we're also aware that the multiverse can even come out of nowhere and ultimately take us to a completely different universe. And that is the case with the very end of the Marvels, being that they are now, exploring the X-Men. I mean, you watch that movie and you see how it ends, and we see that the Beast is at the very end of that movie with, with Captain Rambeau and, who is now the other Captain Marvel. I don't know if she's going to be Photon. They haven't really discussed her name other than either being Photon or Spectrum. I don't know. But I really do believe that now we are getting to a place where the multiverse is plentiful with possibilities. And I feel like you could either be on the side of it being a positive thing or a negative thing. And now, if it's up to me, and if it's up to my opinion of what I think the multiverse is, whether it's a positive or negative thing, I tend to lean more towards positive. And that's also a good way of describing how I see a lot of these characters, these newer characters that are popping up in the MCU, that being a positive thing. I am excited to see what kind of things the multiverse will bring into, Marvel and also into DC. I mean, I know that the DCEU is gone. We don't have that anymore. The last movie of that universe was, I believe, the last Aquaman was the last one in that sort of universe. So, to me, I really don't think we're going to explore that much in the old universe. We know that in The Flash, we got to see a bunch of different versions of heroes that we know very well. We know that there's a different version of Superman, spread out through different, galaxies and different time points. So it really is an interesting idea. The multiverse is a very interesting idea that allows us to play around with different things and really expand every possibility that we want when it comes to telling stories in these superhero worlds. And for me personally, seeing stuff like No Way Home, which to me is probably one of the best Spider-Man movies ever, because we get to see all of these Spider-Man interact with one another, have inside jokes, stuff that we know from these past movies play out in current time, and be able to experience them in real time is a wonderful thing. Now, apart from that, I think that there are a lot of people who see Multiverse as a possibility of it being lazy, as a way of them saying like, oh, we can't really create anything original, let's just say that it's from the multiverse and let's just put it out there. Now, I understand that point of view. I understand that most people would feel threatened by the idea of the multiverse, but I don't see it as a threatening thing. I see it as something that could open up more possibilities while still working within the bounds of where, superhero movies are supposed to be, regardless of whether they're DC or Marvel. And to me, I enjoy that idea. The fact that anything is possible, to me, just shows that whoever is writing these movies are interested in exploring these wild, almost outlandish ideas that I also want to experience while watching these movies. And to me, that is the ultimate goal. I want to feel that escapism in those movies and be able to really think about, okay, could we possibly go there? Could it actually be something that could happen? And that is a perfect example of what we're about to see come July with Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, we all know that Deadpool and Wolverine will have a lot to do with the multiverse. The trailers pretty much already confirmed that this is going to be a multiversal event. And I know for a fact that we're going to see stuff in Deadpool and Wolverine that most people would not believe if anybody had told them. Like, oh, we're going to see so-and-so in the movie. Oh, we're going to see that person pop up in the movie. I think it's going to happen. Is there a possibility that we're going to see Loki in the TVA, or see Loki on his throne in Deadpool and Wolverine? We have a big possibility of that happening. Is there a possibility that we're going to see the Avengers pop up, whether it be, Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans, or, even Mark Ruffalo? We have literally an endless supply of Avengers that we can actually explore. Are we going to see X-Men? That's pretty much a given, being that we already see Wolverine, and his name is literally on the title of the movie. So it's already there. It's a given that we're going to see a multitude of different things happen due to the multiverse. And to me, it allows for these interesting, impactful moments to happen. And whether or not you want to see it as a lazy way of writing, that's up to your opinion. But I think that if we are going to explore all these crazy things that we see in comic books, that we experience, by flipping pages of a comic book, we have to be open to the possibility that things can happen in the multiverse now. Things are expanding, they're growing, they may be out of hand in some cases, that you might see it in a different light, but ultimately, we just have to accept the fact that anything is possible now, specifically whether it be in Marvel movies or in DC movies. Anything really can be possible. And I just can't wait to experience these outlandish, wild ideas that the people over at either Marvel or DC have to bring to us. So, all in all, I think that the multiverse is a great element and something that we should be thankful for. We should be thankful that there are people out there that want to, give us these outlandish ideas. And I think it's going to be fun. I think there's a lot to enjoy with what the multiverse can bring to us. And, you know, ultimately, that's what I think. But I want to know what you think. What do you guys think? Do you think that the multiverse is a great idea to have? Or do you think it's a lazy way of writing and that people don't really want to create anything original? Let me know in the comments below, because the multiverse is a very complex and very complicated topic to touch upon. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when new videos go live on this channel. And thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.
Scrolling through YouTube, same old routine, then bam, movie savant, what a scene. Trivia bombshells dropping knowledge like rain. Forget the dishes, gotta watch it again. Movie buffs unite, savants to place. Subscribe and hit the bell, don't leave a trace. Next level knowledge keeps you in the loop. Savants got the scoop, ain't nothing to recoup.